Bluetooth. I decided to make a driving video after all. So my car is running at the moment. I'm gonna hop in the driver's seat and show you my the drive from work to home, so you can see how the car drives and how it handles and whatnot. Hopefully you'll enjoy this video, and yeah, let's get driving. The power steering in this car is very vague and very heavy. There we go. Could open the gate here. I'm not sure if I'm going to say very much. This is the first time I'm actually doing a driving video. Okay, there we go. Let's get driving. As you can hear, it's pretty quiet. Quite surprised how quiet this car is compared to my last one. It was a Citroen Saxo from 1999. So it was a newer car, but it had some really bad rust problem on the chassis. It was actually so bad it would cost me like 1,100 euros to replace, or at least to weld. That wasn't really worth it for that car particularly, because I bought it for 1,300, so I already had a big job of 500 like 2 months before that, so I couldn't really afford that in the first place. So my mom offered to buy this car for me. It was 1,700. So it's a bit more expensive, but it's only done like 56,000 kilometers, which is really little for a car this age. I mean, it's over 22 years old now. It's just amazing how well it still drives. I had a Saxo on my bumper for a little bit there. But I guess you could see that because you can actually see my rearview mirror as well, I hope. By the way, for you Americans out there, 60 doesn't mean that I can drive 60 miles an hour here. That would be lethal. Hello, Miss Biker. With your Opel Corsa. I've got a Vectra BH. Hopefully this will all give you an idea what driving in the Netherlands is like. Get a move on you, dicks. Hopefully I didn't cut off that lady. These people are almost forcing me back into first gear. Not feeling much like that. Ahead is something typical for the eastern part of the Netherlands. A frickin' tractor. And a sign saying I'm driving too quickly. Yeah, well, I'm allowed to drive 50 kilometers an hour and driving 60. Big deal. Lucky people out there always obey the speed limit, like to the bare kilometers or miles. I can't exactly say I care. We'll be out on the open road soon enough so we can actually make some speed. The speed limit for driving through the countryside, or at least on the open roads, on the BU roads here, is 80 kilometers an hour. So we'll see if we can get it up to that speed. There are no dicks on the road that are going to fuck it up. And if course, roundabouts, you're freaking everywhere. Not much of a rever, but you don't need to. All the torque this engine has is in the lower revs, like between 1500 and 2500, pretty much. So now we're doing about 80 kilometers an hour. You can enjoy the beautiful Dutch countryside. I live in quite a quiet area. Some people I know live in the western part of the Netherlands, and it's pretty crowded over there most of the time. But I prefer this part, really. Nice and quiet. It's going to be a hell of a long video, really. I mean, like, the trip from work to home is like 15 to 20 minutes. So hopefully you don't really get bored watching this, because I'm really trying to do my best to keep talking. It's not really very easy if you have to concentrate on the traffic. But it's great to see other people making really big mistakes in traffic. That's what I enjoy most of being a driver. Not making the mistakes myself, because of course nobody's perfect, but you know, some people are just not really, don't really know where their eyes are, right? Let me put it that way. They've got their eyes somewhere on their radio, or just not paying attention at all. That's what kills you. It really does. Especially with all these trees alongside the road. There's a road coming up where every year I believe about 5 to 10 people die because they don't pay attention, or because they get hit by a car or crash their motorcycle into a tree or whatever. I'll point it out when we get there, but you know, for now it's just this boring road. So yeah, what I'm kind of wondering is if you people want to see more car videos or something related to this. So I can do that, I can try. Can't promise anything though. But if you like this kind of stuff, if you'd like to see more of my car or whatever, just leave a comment or send me a message or whatever, and I'll see what I can do for you. But I'm willing to try, and just, you know, give me pointers on what I should talk about. This is kind of a new thing to me, so give me some pointers what I should work on. Maybe we can work something out, and then we can all enjoy this kind of stuff. Make some content that's related to this kind of stuff that you also will enjoy somewhat. There's really not much I can talk about at the moment, but I will upload this video in full. Because it's the first time I can actually experiment a bit with talking while driving, which is supposedly very dangerous. At least what the government wants us to believe. But that's baloney, really. As long as you focus on what you're doing, because I'm focusing on driving right now, everything will be fine. The most difficult part of this whole trip is trying to keep translating in my head to English, because that's of course not my main language. So I'm just doing my best. last roundabout, and then we're going to take a left, and then we'll be on that road. But I want to go on record by saying that I fucking hate roundabouts. They're safer than crossings, but still, you have to slow down like hell. Just make people yield and just drive over. It's on a normal crossing. I don't know what the things are called, you know, the triangles on the floor in English. Or on the road, I must say. We call them shark teeth. Literally translated, of course. But they're pretty much markers to show you that you're approaching a road where you have to yield to other people. I'm not quite sure of all the different terms. Alright, I'm going to make a right now. Thank you very much. There's one more speed bump, and this is Death Road, everybody. It's a quite narrow road, really, and it still has like 80 kilometer speed limit. Usually roads like this are limited to 60 kilometers an hour, but they decided to keep this road 80. I'm not quite sure why, because it's pretty dangerous. It's very tight. If a truck just is coming from the other direction, you really have to use the concrete strips on the side of the road so you can evade hitting him. With this road, so it's easy for me to drive like 80 to 90 kilometers an hour, but if you're new here, you should really stick to 70 maximum. I can't really point it out right now because the camera is locked under the headrest of my passenger chair, or passenger seat, I must say. But yeah. Pretty much on every crossing that there is on this road, or like side road, or whatever you call it, there is like a pair of some flowers and a red cross, wooden cross, or something like that, indicating that someone has had a fatal accident there. It happens too often here, really. The last time it happened was like, I'm quite sure, like 2 or 3 months ago. There was a fatal accident between a car and a motorcycle. A few months before that, there was a fatal accident with a car that got hit from the side. I'm really not sure why the county doesn't just make this road 60 kilometers an hour instead of 80. It doesn't make sense. Sir, what are you doing? There's been a road rage here, yeah. This guy is suddenly slowing down without any apparent reason. We're approaching my hometown now. Well, just a few more corners and then we're there. And I'll film all the way back to home. Just because I can. So yeah, if there's something you really want me to talk about, like some tech talk or something, just put some suggestions in the comments, so whenever I make another video like this, I can actually talk about something that actually makes some more sense. Because I'm just talking about talking, which is pretty much weird. But yeah. Want more car videos? Then by all means. Another roundabout. Yay, however... Whoa. That guy should have waited for me. car is the fact that I don't have to floor it in order to get it up to speed. The last car I had to put the gas pedal like half the way down just to get it up to 80 kilometers an hour at some decent rate. And that's what I said, it had like enough 60 time of 20 seconds. Which is just poor. Almost home. You know, the shitty weather of the last couple of weeks really did well for the nature here. I mean, just look at all this green stuff. All the trees are blooming, all the flowers are very bright color, very colorful indeed. Out. Now we're in my street now. The thing I gotta do is park. As soon as I reach home, of course. In case you didn't know, the speed limit here in the villages and the streets nowadays is 30 kilometers an hour. It used to be 50, but there weren't too many accidents. Well, no shit. Look at how tight these bends are. Really fucking pathetic, but it makes sense. Okay, let's get this car off the road. There we go. Just backwards a little bit. There we go. There you go. Whoops. There we are. Hope you've enjoyed this.